City volunteers distribute school and aid supplies to impoverished students in Yuanling. The Menahal School has earned the Turkish government's official diploma recognition. Welcome to DaAi Headlines. I'm Su. Thank you for joining us. Located in the northwestern part of Hunan Province, Yuanling County is a famous area for tea production in China. However, mountainous roads limit the economic development of the area. Therefore, many young people are forced to go elsewhere for employment, leaving behind the seniors and young children. After being contacted, Changsha City volunteers prepared aid supplies to be distributed at a local school, making the impoverished children very happy.
Despite the early morning rain, Changsha Tzu Chi volunteers were busy moving aid supplies onto the bus. They would soon embark upon a long-distance trip of 400 kilometers to Yuanling County, Huachang Township. Yuanling County is located in the mountainous area. It is a famous tea production area in China. The natural landscape is beautiful, but life of the people here is completely the opposite. Young and middle-aged people mostly work outside this area. More than 80% of the people living in the mountains are elderly people and children left behind.
My grandson's parents all left to find work. Living in this mountainous area without any work, there is no money.
With many underprivileged children in this mountainous area, Changsha and Fujian volunteers cooperated to provide aid materials and uniforms, shoes, and other items to the school in Huachang.
On behalf of our children, I thank you. Our spontaneous work packaging these gift bags is not simply helping you, but we're actually helping the children. We're helping everyone do this work. Although everyone had to endure a 9-hour drive, as soon as we arrived on the scene, we had a great spirit and energy to interact with students and teachers. Our intention is not to just give out aid, but also pass on some spirit and encouragement.
You have been sitting for a long time coming here, and then after arriving, you have now rested, immediately making these gift bags. This was quite shocking to me.
The arrival of the Tzu Chi volunteers to Huachang School helped spread warmth and love during this difficult winter period.
In the U.S., the Tzu Chi Mobile Food Pantry conducts regular monthly distributions for families in need in San Bernardino, California. At a recent distribution, when receiving the food items, the family members also seized the opportunity to give back themselves. They made donations to help the California wildfire-affected residents.
Thank you. God bless.
Although the children are little, many of them can do the volunteer work. This 8-year-old and 4-year-old were devoted to their work.
How do you feel?
Great. Yes, it is very awesome to teach the kids about giving back.
10-year-old Jonathan was fast and polite. After receiving food, he asked his mother if he could stay to assist the volunteers.
She left and she let me be in the volunteering, so she supports me. I liked it. And instead of me playing video games and watching videos, I decided to volunteer for this company.
The Tzu Chi Mobile Food Pantry will go to Indian Spring High School in San Bernardino, California for a monthly distribution. As everyone learns something, they were also doing good deeds.
Why do you want to donate the money? Because of the fire.
It doesn't really matter how much you really donate, is, from what comes from the heart.
Even from a penny to quarters to dollars, even though they didn't have a law, they come from really little and they still put in as much effort as they can, and it shows how much they really care about others.
The families who came to the site made a donation to help those affected by California wildfires. Although it was a small donation, they know people will feel the warmth once they receive it.
TIMA has been hosting free dental clinics for the homeless population in Las Vegas for 4 consecutive years already. At the most recent free clinic, many local medical professionals also brought their teams to help out at this meaningful event.
Las Vegas is known for its dazzling entertainment. However, there are also tens of thousands homeless that have nowhere to sleep. Since 2015, TIMA U.S. chapter collaborated with local medical professionals to host a regular dental free clinic for the homeless. Their goal is to give the homeless a bright smile once again.
I had no idea this was going to happen for me, and I thank God for you people, and I just don't know what to say, and thank you very much, sir.
In the future, hopefully that we can, I as my own team, can bring a lot more help and support.
With our services, we hope that we could be able to do our best to help those needs.
You guys always working so hard. You guys inspire us. That's why I want to come and I want to help a little bit these homeless.
I like how everything works, like how the team works and the dentist. They're very diligent. Everything works perfectly, actually. Very organized team.
There are also free haircuts and second-hand clothes to be distributed at the venue. Doctors and volunteers took action to serve the needs of the homeless.
Staying in the U.S., Northern California City volunteers traveled for 4 hours to Chico City in order to distribute prepaid debit cards to the wildfire survivors. Some of them have received help from Tzu Chi 10 years ago, and they were deeply touched to be helped again. Many aid recipients have a hard time accepting the fact that they're in need of assistance right now. However, they were really touched by the love and support of the Tzu Chi volunteers.
Tzu Chi hosted a registration for prepaid debit cards at the Disaster Relief Center in Chico City. Volunteers and Tzu Chis offered detailed consultations for affected residents, allowing them to seek help and find some warmth.
You don't know me. You don't know me, and that's a great gift, and it touches my heart because you don't ever expect anybody to do anything like that, and I know none of you, and it's just that your love is showing.
Everybody has been so kind, these organizations that come in and help us, that when you lose everything and you got someplace to turn and get a very nice, thank you so much.
18. So we had that blanket for 10 years and we used it on our bed. It was folded up across the foot of our bed, and we looked at it every day, and it just reminded us of the brother. I keep saying it, the Brotherhood of Man still works, and it burned up, so now we have another one.
Affected residents have found comfort in the Disaster Relief Center, and that's the most valuable gift for volunteers who travel more than 3 hours from Northern California.
A 37-year-old Vietnamese woman suffered from a tumor, which caused the right side of her face to swell. It also altered her appearance. Due to limited medical resources, it was impossible for her to properly reconstruct her face after the tumor was removed. Therefore, a medical team from Kaohsiung's Ida Hospital recently traveled to Vietnam to help her restore the ability to chew.
如果把它切掉，它就会一直长大。所以10年前的医生帮她把左边的下巴骨整个切掉了。
The doctor said that the aunt of this Vietnamese patient, An Nguyen, said she hadn't been able to chew anything for a decade because of her chin. She had only been able to swallow her food for many years. Fortunately, she met this Taiwanese medical team, which helped rebuild her face. Actually, she's just the tip of the iceberg when it comes to this disease.
There are a lot of patients with bone tumors in Vietnam. There's really a need for doctors to become invested in this field, along with undertaking long-term training.
A lack of medical resources has led this team from Ida Hospital has helped undertake 20 facial reconstructions. Unfortunately, 80-some children with cleft lip and palate have yet to be completed.
When we can help, we should try to help. I will say it like this time, we just try to do as many of the surgeries that we agreed to over 3 days.
Seeing the medical dilemma in Vietnam, this medical team is also training local medical talent to perform this work.
Let's train them to be sea doctors together. I think it's like tossing a stone and it can lead to many ripples.
After years of hard work, these photos show that overseas medical teams are one of Taiwan's best forms of diplomacy.
In Turkey, the Menahal School has finally earned the government's diploma recognition this year. This means that the students can apply for any schools worldwide when they get their diplomas after graduation. At the school's opening ceremony, city volunteers from Taiwan have prepared stationery and snacks for the children. After more than 3 years and countless locations, the Menahal School finally has its own sign. This means that the Ministry of Education in Turkey has recognized the school. From now on, the students at Menahal School from 1st to 12th grade can apply for schools worldwide with their diplomas in order to continue their studies. At the school opening ceremony, the principal, Professor Tzu Chi, was overwhelmed with emotions. He expressed his sincere gratitude toward Dharma Master Zheng Yan, who's far away.
Dearest Dharma Master Zheng Yan, I'm grateful to the Master. Thank you, Tzu Chi. I love the Master. I love Tzu Chi. This world is filled with love. I hope the children will become kind-hearted people who will help others in need.
What is kindness? These little hands have felt it.
I feel deeply touched while holding their hands. I feel like we are the Menahal School trained and we are leading them step by step. They show their beautiful smiles when they walk to our supplies. That made me feel like all of our efforts have been worthwhile.
Since I am a mother myself, so when I see these children, I love them dearly. They are actually very pure and innocent. Therefore, we interacted with them with sincerity and mindfulness.
At the school, the children have learned about love and forgiveness.
Education is very important. We need to teach them to forget about the hatred brought on by the wars. Therefore, I want to plant the seeds of kindness and goodness in their minds and hearts.
They have learned to be grateful and have dreams about their future.
The teachers who are also from Syria wish that the children will grow up well-rounded and learn well here. Then, in the future, when they return to Syria, they can rebuild their hometown.
The teachers at the Menahal School also wish to bring happiness to the children.
Do you want to wash your teeth
every morning?
Of course! Wash your teeth, wash your teeth. Every morning, brush your teeth. Yeah!
We've waited for a long time and encountered many setbacks throughout the process. We've also thought about giving up. It feels like a beautiful dream has come true today. Finally, our Menahal School has been recognized. I feel that we've lived up to the expectations of our Syrian friends and the children here.
The meaning of Menahal is the streams in the desert. It is hoped that the children will be able to learn and grow here with seeds of love planted in their young minds. In our next report, we'll meet a Nishut Scholarship recipient in Nantou. Tian Caihuang is a third grader whose father had a stroke and her mother had left the family behind. She has kept an optimistic spirit and takes good care of her father. She also excels academically. This year, she's the youngest winner of the Filial Piety Award.
Caihuang, who is doing her homework, may seem like a regular third grader. However, her life has been much more difficult than other children. Her father had a stroke and the left side of his body is paralyzed. Caihuang takes her father to do rehabilitation in the neighborhood whenever she has time. Caihuang, her father, and her brother in 5th grade live in an old rental house, relying on subsidies. Unlike other children, she only has a few toys, but she is content.
Usually my father will buy us snacks after school, and I'll do my homework when I get home.
Her father cares about education. He tried to provide the children with a better desk.
I often told them that we had no choice but to receive help from others, but I hope that they can be independent when they grow up and give back to society when they have the ability.
Caihuang is a considerate child. In addition to taking care of her father, she also helps out with house chores. She has become the youngest Filial Piety Award winner in 2018. Her father is strict about their acts. Teachers from Taiwan Fund for Children and Families put up some important tips in life on the wall. Tzu Chi volunteers also visit the family often.
Caihuang helps out with house chores, and sometimes she cleans the living room. Now that her father has an electric car, she will accompany him to buy some food.
She's lovely. She gives me whatever food she has first.
Caihuang saves up her allowances because she wants to help other impoverished people. Her wish is to build a house for her family to live in when she has money. But her biggest wish at the moment is she's optimistic and always carrying positive energy. She hopes to study well and be filial to her father so that she can make the most in her everyday life.
This year, Zhang Shunbing became a certified Tzu Chi commissioner. Due to suffering from hearing impairment, he used to be afraid of going outside and interacting with others. Fortunately, after joining Tzu Chi activities, he has regained his confidence. Another volunteer, Huang Qingliang, was diagnosed with cancer. She made a vow to do good deeds if she overcomes her illness. During the process of caring for underprivileged seniors, she began to feel the power of great love.
Huang Qingliang became a certified Tzu Chi commissioner this year. After she won the battle against ovarian cancer, she made a vow to help others in need. She has been caring for an 80-year-old senior. Through the process, she realized why Tzu Chi volunteers appreciate the people they help.
我见到这个案家，我只想到一个老人家带着一个精神有
After visiting the senior, the only thing that came up in my mind was the image of an elderly person raising his daughter who has mental illness. Before joining Tzu Chi, I would never have the chance to meet these people. During the caring process, I was very touched by his will to become a recycling volunteer. At the beginning, he thought he couldn't do the recycling work, but we kept encouraging him. After he tried it, he really liked it.
可是我们就鼓励他，结果阿伯就去尝试了以后，觉得他很法喜。
Learning through doing, awakening through learning. An accident left Zhang Shunbing with hearing impairment. He finally opened up his mind to walk the Tzu Chi path.
After watching DaAi television, I know the volunteers are always doing meaningful work in and out of the country. Sometimes I told my wife that it would be great if I can do good deeds with other Tzu Chi volunteers.
During our training courses, I will always take notes. If I learned a new way to help others, I will share it with my husband. This means I did my homework twice.
The married couple was certified as Tzu Chi commissioner. Both of them are walking the Tzu Chi path with the determination to do good deeds.
To celebrate the Diwali festival, Tzu Chi Clan Liaison Office has held a distribution for Indian care recipients. At the event, the care recipients enjoyed performances and the delicious food. They were also encouraged to reach out to the earthquake-affected residents in Indonesia. Watching the Indian dance performance and enjoying the delicious food, nearly 200 Indian care recipients have come to attend the Diwali festival distribution at Tzu Chi Clan Liaison Office. The volunteers also inspired the care recipients' compassion, encouraged them to make donations to help the earthquake-affected residents in Indonesia.
I've spent a year saving up this coin bank. My child will also put coins in it upon coming home from school. We are donating this to help earthquake survivors in Indonesia.
I hope they will turn from receivers to givers and help other less fortunate people.
Volunteers and care recipients also sincerely pray at the event, hoping that the world will be free of disasters. In preparations for the 20th anniversary of the 9/21 earthquake next year, the Humanitarian Ecotech Pavilion at the Taichung World Flora Expo set up a special exhibition. Through models, historical images, and volunteer explanations, they hope to remind the public just how far we have come since the earthquake. We all need to be more cautious and take better care of Mother Earth.
The house model is not resistant to strong earthquakes, therefore it tilted and collapsed. Meanwhile, on the screen, the 9/21 earthquake images are simultaneously presented. It also showed the footprints of the volunteers, bringing the viewers back to that fateful night. On the display stand within the rubbles, Tzu Chi's 9/21 Project Hope proudly emerged. It was gathered with love that the sustainable campus was created in the aftermath.
Volunteers like you guys giving various kinds of contribution to Taiwan is a rare trait. We all feel it, very touched by it. It's really an incredible thing. Taiwan needs people like you guys.
Inside the Humanitarian Ecotech Pavilion, there's a section especially dedicated to the 9/21 earthquake that happened in Taiwan. Through the dynamic models, historical images, and explanations from volunteers, it was a stern reminder to the world that we all need to sincerely care and love Mother Earth.
It was a warning to society that we needed to be more vigilant. We needed to better protect our environment.
Next year is the 20th anniversary of the 9/21 earthquake. Be sure to take a trip to the Humanitarian Ecotech Pavilion and review the past with sincere gratitude, for the future is filled with infinite hope.
To celebrate the 24th anniversary of the Tzu Chi University, a sports gathering was held. At the event, students from Singapore and Malaysia also joined the competitions. We'll leave you with these images at the end of our program. Thank you for joining us. Goodbye.